Division reunion in Denver.
All right, so the first thing we need is if you could tell me your name and then spell it.
Dad, can you say your name and then spell it?
A name?
Yeah, you say your whole name and then spell it.
My name? J. Harold Dumm. Dumm.
All right, and what unit did you serve with?
What unit did you serve with?
What union?
Unit, what regiment? What regiment were you?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
It was the 85th, wasn't it?
Huh?
85th?
Oh, yeah, 85th.
And what was your rank? Rank.
The what?
What rank, Dad?
Oh, my rank?
Yeah. Were you a corporal?
No.
You were some kind of specialist, weren't you? I saw some
Can't even remember.
specialist first class or something. I can't remember. Saw some documents.
So are you proud to be part of the 10th Mountain Division?
I can't.
Proud to be a 10th Mountain man?
Yeah, yeah,
Is it fun to come to these reunions and see old friends?
yeah.
So tell me what you remember of Camp Hale
Camp Hale?
and training in the mountains.
Yeah, what do you remember about Camp Hale and training out there?
Well,
Was it cold?
it was plenty of snow and high up in the mountain, and we'd stay out in the cold overnight, and it was very, very interesting. I don't think I could survive today if I went through the same thing again.
Well, I think there are very few of us who can do what you guys did. It was quite extraordinary.
At one point, weren't you out in the cold for like 6 weeks
Oh, yeah.
without
yeah.
ever going in a building?
Oh, yeah, we didn't go in
That was the D-series maneuvers.
What?
Do you remember D-series maneuvers?
the D.
D-series maneuvers.
Yeah.
Is that where you were? That's when you were out for such a long time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you told me that your group didn't even have tents, just sleeping bags, right?
Yeah.
No tents.
No.
6 weeks in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Was it fun though, or was it terrible?
Well, we didn't think it was very funny then, but right now, I look back, it was funny.
And so, do you have any special memories of any friends during your time in training? Who were your friends in the 10th Mountain Division?
Friends?
Who were some of your friends?
Your buddies that you served with?
Like Magruder.
I can't even remember.
I think you said Malcolm Magruder. Malcolm Magruder was one of your friends,
Yeah.
right? And Tom Kay. Do you remember? I think you told me Tom
Yeah.
Kay was a friend, and you
Right.
probably had some other ones there.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the sergeant that you were talking about? You said there was a sergeant there. German guy. Do you remember him?
No.
No. Why don't you tell us about the time when after you came in from the snow after 6 weeks and you sat down and you ate, I think you said 12 oranges, and then you had a stomach ache and you went to the infirmary or something like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
12 oranges. It must have been quite a stomach ache.
Yeah.
What did the doctor say to you when he found out you ate 12 oranges?
Go back and sleep it out.
You must have been pretty hungry for oranges.
Right.
So, were you a rifleman, machine gunner, mortar man, radio man? What was your job?
I can't hear her.
What, were you a rifleman or a machine gunner?
I was a rifleman.
Yeah, you had, I think you said, it showed me the Springfield rifle you had
Yeah.
out there in the display.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was quite an experience.
Tell us about digging down in the snow to bivouac, to go to sleep for the night. What did you have to do?
Uh,
You have to dig a hole in the snow?
yeah, you dig a hole and then cover yourself over with a cover, and you wake up in the morning and everything was all white. So you push the covers off and get up, and they tell you, get ready to move. So you get ready to move.
What'd you do with your boots at night?
Do what?
What did you do with your boots at night when you were sleeping?
But
Your boots that you wore. I think you told me that you took them inside your sleeping bag, didn't you?
oh yeah.
Why did you do that?
Oh, also you get back on in the morning. Oh,
I guess they're hard to put on when they're cold.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my, that was quite a life.
Yeah. What about when you got over to Italy? What happened over there?
Oh, they put us right in the front lines over there, and we went all on top of the mountains. We never went off the mountains, all the way up into Spain.
Tell us about that. Tell us about that time that there was a patrol. You weren't on it, but some of your platoon went out on that early morning patrol by that farmhouse, and the machine gunners started shooting them. Remember that story you told us about that?
Can't remember now.
Yeah, you said there was Germans in the barn, and as the men walked across the ridge, they started shooting them, and they shot every one of them except one of them, and he had the butt end of his rifle blown off.
Huh.
I guess you don't remember that story, huh? I've heard that one a couple of times.
Oh yes, long time ago.
You were the mail deliverer, weren't you?
Yeah.
Why did they make you the mailman?
Well, I don't know.
Maybe because you were the oldest guy?
I don't know.
You were 32 when you went in. weren't you?
Yeah.
So you're the oldest. What'd they call you, Pops? Those young
Yeah.
kids called you Pops. Well, I remember you telling us about carrying a bag of mail. You said that you were the one that was light enough to stand up with the mail bag and not break through the crust of the snow. So that was one of your qualifications for being the mail deliverer. And what happened that time? You said you were carrying the mail across a field, and some officer started screaming at you from 100 yards away, cursing at you to get off the field and get over there, and he was mad because he had just lost 2 men trying
Yeah.
to cross that field.
Mhm.
And what did he say to you?
I can't remember now.
You said something like he was cursing and screaming, and he said, "You damn fool, we just lost 2 men crossing that same field. Would you
Yeah.
mind waiting till we take it from the Germans
Oh,
before
yeah.
you deliver the mail over there?"
Yeah.
So you were lucky to be the mailman, I guess.
Yeah, just lucky all the way around.
You told me once that you were out delivering the mail, and there was a mortar attack, and a mortar landed in the foxhole of some of your friends and killed them all. But you were out delivering mail, so you weren't there for that one. Lucky again, huh?
Huh.
Do you remember that?
No, I can't remember any of that now.
What about that little car that you told us about? You and one of your buddies found a car under a haystack. A little car over in Italy. It was under a haystack. and you drove it around for a week or two. Do you remember that car?
Yeah.
Yeah. What happened? What happened to the car?
Oh, they took it away from us.
Some officer? Some lieutenant or something?
Yeah. When the rear came up and around this way, they took it away from us.
Must have been fun joyriding around in it.
Oh,
up until that
yeah.
point, right? That was after the fighting had stopped.
After, yeah.
So do you remember which battles you were in? Were you in Riva Ridge? Were you in Mount Belvedere?
I can't hear 'em.
Which battles were you in? Were you in Riva Ridge or Belvedere, the battle?
Oh, yeah. Well, we went in, I went all the way up into, went in the middle of the island and
Peninsula?
all the way up to
Up to the northern
to
mountains.
yeah. I can't remember too much of it anymore.
Yeah. Well, it was a long time ago.
Wow, yes.
So what is it like seeing the other veterans at the conference?
I can't hear.
How do you like seeing the other veterans here at the conference? Do you enjoy that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Any of them that you remember?
Did you meet anybody that you remember yet here
No.
at the conference? Not yet.
No.
No, we've been to a couple of these, but memories are fading the last 5 years.
Yes, that was quite a life. Well,
Anybody ever shoot at you while you were out there?
oh, everybody shooting everywhere.
Sounds like it was pretty exciting, but maybe a scary time. Was there times when you were afraid?
Well, you got used to it. I mean, so you were afraid all the time, but you couldn't help it. You had to do what you were told, and so you did it.
Yeah.
Mm. It was quite an experience.
And now 65 years later, you're 95 years old.
Huh.
You're probably still the oldest guy around here, aren't you? That was active in the 10th Mountain.
So long ago now, I can't remember much of it.
Are there any parts that you do remember?
Are there any other things that you can remember?
Oh. No, I can't remember anymore. It's so long ago.
Yeah.
Years and years ago.
So did you continue to ski after the war?
Were you still skiing after the war? Yeah, well, you went skiing, right?
Yeah.
Taught me how to ski.
I used to go
On,
skiing.
On those skis, those German skis that you brought back.
Yeah.
Those great, big, heavy, boy, bear trap bindings, about 20 feet long, weighed 40 pounds each. That was fun. Yeah, but you haven't skied since you were, I think you gave up skiing when you were 75 or something, didn't you? That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, up at Camp Hale, Were you the mailman at Camp Hale? Or was that just after you got over to Italy that they made you the mailman?
After I got over to Italy, yeah.
And
Well, we were just a new recruit up there. And I look back now, I can't remember how I survived.
well, you
Just had my head down whenever the thing burst overhead. And
well, I guess the toughest thing for a lot of folks was surviving Camp Hale.
yeah,
Not too many folks can be outside in the winter up in the mountains for 6 weeks without ever going inside of a tent
right.
or a building. But the cold didn't seem to bother you that much, huh?
It's amazing that we could survive in the cold weather without ever going, especially in the mountains. I mean, in the middle of winter, huh? So long ago now, I can't remember too much about it. Just remember I was lucky I'm alive.
Yeah, I guess you're one of the lucky ones.
Hmm.
I think they made you the mailman because, maybe because you were the oldest guy.
Yeah, I
The-
was
the-
one of the oldest men in the
this-
outfit.
Well, you told me there was there was one guy that was supposed to be the mailman, but fell in the poison ivy before you got on the troop ship, and so he couldn't go.
Yeah,
And the sergeant then made you the mailman or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, you remember that guy's name?
yeah.
Who was it that fell in the poison ivy? He didn't want to go, did he?
No, it's so long ago now. So much has happened since that I forget half of most of what happened.
Yeah, yeah. You didn't see a lot of snow once you got to Italy, did you?
No.
Maybe a little bit of snow. Was there any snow there?
Oh, yeah,
In Italy?
yeah.
Nothing like Camp Hale, I imagine.
No.
You were there about 6 months, weren't you, in Italy? Got there on New Year's.
Can't remember
I
now.
think you said you got there on New Year's or something like that, right? And you must have come home in July. You were on a ship, weren't you?
Uh-huh.
What was the name of the ship? Do you remember?
No.
There were,
That's too long ago.
there were a lot of GIs on that ship, weren't there?
A lot of what?
There were a lot of soldiers on the ship.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Well, I guess you were lucky that they sent you back home on one of the first ships back to the United States, but I think they had planned to ship you off to fight in the Pacific
Yeah.
with against the Japanese, and then the war was over. So you were lucky you got the...
It's all so long ago. I can't remember much about the individual parts of it,
Yeah, I guess.
but I'm just glad it's all over.
Yeah. Glad you came back in one piece.
Yeah.
You did have some friends that got killed, didn't you? You had some friends that got killed over there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You remember what happened to any of them?
No. No, we moved around so much. By the time we left over there, hardly any of the ones that I went over with were with us. I mean,
They'd been injured or killed?
Yeah.
So it was a different group you came back with than the one you
Yeah.
went over. Huh? Wow. Wow, a lot of casualties.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Anything else you can think of, Dad?
No, I guess not.
Any happy memories?
Any happy memories about it?
When I,
Do you have any happy memories about it? About Camp Hale or about being in Europe?
I was just lucky in that I was made the mailman and took mail out to guys in the front lines and all that. And it's a wonder I ever came back, but just lucky.
I guess you must have been pretty popular being the mailman.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Everybody wanted mail, right?
Oh, sure.
So,
Hmm.
but that meant you had to move around amongst all these different frontline positions to do that, right? Maybe that's how you got into that German territory that the officer was screaming at you about.
Yeah. It all is so long ago now, I almost forget about all of it.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for coming in today.